Hello everyone, in this video we will see how to create data sheet in MS Excel and also how to develop charts for the given data. First of all, you should open an MS Excel sheet and then we have to type the data along with the field names, that is the data field names. Like for example, we may create a data for our class or for a college, then we type this information about the student name, register number, date of birth, age and so on. These are called the fields. Okay, so we have to first create a MS Excel data sheet and then we have to we can create as many charts as we require based on the data. What is a chart? It is a pictorial representation of given data, and this pictorial representation helps you to analyze the data in an easy way. So the benefits are, it is easy to represent the data, it is easy to understand the data, and also we can represent a volume of data in a given chart. And from the chart uses different colors, different legends and different ways to represent data by which anyone can derive data, whether they are literate people or illiterate people, they are able to derive much of information from the given data. So now I'll show you how to open an MS Excel sheet from the beginning. So now we have to type in the address bar MS Excel, otherwise just to type Excel, and you can see this Excel app has come. You have to double click to open the Excel sheet. Once you open the Excel sheet, you can create data on the Excel sheet. I have already created one example data sheet called data example, and from that I will show you how to create one new data sheet. Okay, so now click on this blank day workbook and you will get an empty sheet, and here we can see these are all the cell addresses. Now the cursor is clicked on A1, 8th column and first row, so the address bar is A1, it is given as A1. Okay, likewise if I click over here, it is actually E column and this is actually the 4th row, which is, so now if I click E and then this column, this is given as E5. So this is called cell addressing. I can also I can also address a group of cells. For example, here you can see I have selected this much area and which shows that it is B3. The starting is B3. If I drag this, you can see the in this address bar, it is 11R and 7C, which shows that 11 rows and 7 columns are selected. If I keep on expanding, you can see 14 rows and 10 columns and so on. So this is the way to select the range of data. Now let me show you with an example how to create a data sheet. I'll open this data sheet for you just to know how the data sheet looks like. This is the data sheet. Okay, so now this is the book name, data example 1 book, where it is consists of so many data sheets. I have created one data sheet and I can also name the sheet for my convenience. Just I give this rename option. I give class A, for example class A. This is class A. Suppose if I want to create a new data sheet, I can create in the same book itself if it is of the related data. Now I click on this plus symbol to get a new sheet. You can get an empty sheet. Now I can type the information like a name, and then use these 4 arrow keys in the keyboard, up arrow, down arrow, left and right, to navigate through the sheet. You can see I am using the right arrow, I can use the left arrow, I can use the down arrow, and I also use the up arrow to navigate through the data sheet. So once I type on information, just I can keep going to the next field. Likewise, I can keep on moving to as many fields as I wish. So this is how that field names are entered. Then I can give some values for this data, and then I can move to the next step. So I can navigate through all the directions and I can type as much data as I need. So in this way I have created one data sheet, and it is the data sheet I have created. Now let me show you how to create a data chart for this. For that, what I have to do, first you have to select the data, because the chart is drawn for the data. Whatever data you choose, for that only the chart will be drawn. So now I choose this data. For example, I choose this data and then I am giving insert, and then I can give any chart. There are so many charts available here. System also gives recommended chart. If I give recommended chart, system will tell you based upon your data what are all the possible chart you can create for your data. I can choose which data I need. So this is one. If this is the data, just I can click on this and give OK. Now you can see for this data the chart has been drawn. I can move this chart wherever I want on the data sheet. Okay, so now we can see here there are some 16 data for which the chart has been drawn, and this chart shows it itself. The chart, it is giving the chart for this age, mail ID, gender and some information. Okay, so likewise I can change the chart and also I can draw as many charts as I require. Let me show you one more chart. First you have to select the data and then go get into insert, and there we have so many charts available. This is a recommended chart. Click on this and you can choose whatever chart you want. Suppose if I select this particular chart, okay, and give OK, you can see a different chart has come for this data. So I can draw any different type of data, and also you can choose as many patterns I wish. If I choose this pattern, you can see some lines are drawn. If I choose this pattern, it is a light shaded one. If it is this is chosen, some lines, grids are drawn. Likewise I can choose as any design I wanted to give for my data. And also if I want to change the chart type, we can just click over change. It will change some other data, and you can choose from these data whether it is line chart or pie chart or bar chart or area chart. So many charts are available. We should be able to know which data suits which chart suits our data. Accordingly you have to draw the data. Okay, so now otherwise we can just get into the recommended chart. System will give you the recommended chart for your data, and you can draw this chart. So you can draw as many charts as you wish, and we can move the chart to any place as you like. Okay, so now let me show you how to print this Excel sheet. Now after drawing the chart, we have to save the chart. Just you have to click save. If I want to save in some other name, I can give us file and then give save as, and I can give other name for the data. Okay, now let me show how to print the Excel sheet. So I have to click on this file menu and then go to print option. In the print option, you have to select the printer. So this list will give you all the type of printers attached to your system, and then you have to choose the page setup. If I give page setup, it will show you which page you want to choose, whether it is an portrait page or it are going to type in a landscape page. If it is portrait page, you can see how the view changes. So likewise, if I click on this other landscape, how the printout will look like. It is showing the preview of the printout. This is the preview of the printout. Okay, and either I can print either the printed selected chart for printing, or I can give the whole sheet to print, and I can also print from pages to pages, from which page to which page I want to print out. And this will show you how to choose the letter type, whether it is a paper is a letter type or a ledger or a legal paper, A3 paper, A4 paper, whatever, because based on this paper you choose, system will adjust the data for your convenience to print the data on the paper perfectly. And margins, these margins are, we have narrow margin, and then we have wide margin and small narrow margin, normal margin and wide margin. So when you have so much of data to be printed on a single sheet, this narrow margin will narrow down the margin and give you much space for printing. Okay, so likewise I can choose all the setup whatever I want. So I can choose the paper type, the header and the footer I want to insert now other I wanted to do make a chart for this and set up the margin. So I can choose all the margins over here. I can also give customized margin, which means I can specify what is the width of the top margin, left margin and right margin and so on, and I have to give this OK. So this will show you the preview of the data, and then finally I have to give print. If I give print, the system will print the data on the printer. So this is how we'll be able to create a data in Excel sheet and insert charts as we require, and to print out the data sheet. Hope you would have all understood the concept of creating data sheet and how to make the charts, and thanks for watching.